Hey guys, it's Hedgie, and good news is Chris has just released a 1 week Cutthroat event. This one is going to be brutal. I will definitely be participating in this. I'm not sure for how long, but maybe we'll kick it off and play some here and there. We still have a lot of things to do on the beta with the witch, but let's see what this is all about. This Cutthroat event will start on Wednesday, 2 p.m. Pacific time. And a couple of things that you need to know is that gems and flask are the only thing that will stay on your character. So this tells me that granite flask and quicksilver flask are going to be something that you probably will invest your currency on, seeing as that's the only thing that's staying. There is friendly fire even if you're like grouping or collabing with people in your instance to gang up on somebody, but you get 30% of the person's XP on that current level if you successfully kill him. I don't know if he has 30% or higher that you get the full amount, or if he just leveled you get 0. I'm not so sure on how that works, but it's definitely going to be a lot of fun. There is a level cap or a level barrier, so you can't join low-level zones or zones with low-level players in them and just gank and be a powerhouse picking on the little guys. This event has no prizes, it's just for fun, and it's not going to be a hardcore event, it's going to be a softcore event. Let's see, summary of the general Cutthroat rules. This is a separate short duration league that has its own stash. At the end of the event it'll go to standard. There's a PvP damage multiplier because players start with a lot more life than they do damage. This multiplier will be adjusted substantially based on the feedback that you guys give. Players are hostile by default to all players. You can control click an entrance to an area and use the instant management screen to manually enter a player's instance of an area. So you will be able to hunt people down by looking for their names. Cutthroat instances can hold a maximum of 12 players. This test is not a hardcore league. When you die, you lose your normal experience penalty for your difficulty plus 30% of your current level. You also drop all inventory and equipped items. If you were killed by another player, your lost experience is given to them. Okay, so if you don't lose experience, then it's none gain. Got it. If you attempt to Alt F4 in a non-town instance, you'll have a 5-second grace period basically, where you cannot move or use flash. So Alt F4ing is pretty much making your character stand there for 5 seconds. The grace period of invulnerability upon entering an area is 20 seconds. This should start once the player is mostly done loading. Non-party players only show up on the map if they're nearby, and there are no notifications for players joining or leaving areas. So it's going to be hard to distinguish who's who, and it's going to be very, very hectic and chaotic. You're going to have to be, quick on your toes. Portals cannot be used until they have been up for 5 seconds after they have been cast. You cannot apply microtransactions effects to the items in Cutthroat. You may dance and have pets. Oh, we'll be doing a lot of dancing. Cutthroat events are not experience races. There's no prize for being the highest level. There are no prizes. It's just for fun. Alright, and the guild stash is not available. Remember to approach this event with the expectation that you're going to get griefed repeatedly. It's very different from the normal Path of Exile play, but feels so rewarding if you're the guy with everyone's items standing in a pile of dead foes. We generally find that players who have the most fun are the ones who know they're going to lose all their items and keep spare stash sets of gear so that they can still kill other players after dying. Players who rage and quit are those who only kept one set of gear and have nothing to fall back on. You will die and you will need spare items. Stash everything. Even arbitrary, normal, and magic items are far better than nothing. This is the longest Cutthroat event we've ever run on our servers. We're excited to see how long it goes. So this sounds pretty damn exciting. It's definitely piqued my interest, and I'm wondering how much that PvP multiplier is going to be. I've never played in a Cutthroat event. I've only seen Creparian play a little bit, and he was just using Glacial Hammer, perma-freezing everybody at an entrance and just farming pretty much people outside Line Ice Watch and Mud Flats. But I'm thinking of making a Marauder and going life and resistances, probably getting all this. Resist and life are going to be so important because you're constantly going to be losing gear, and elemental damage will be a huge threat when you have none. I'll probably aim to get versatility really early on, Born to Fight, and I'll probably go melee, maybe Ground Slam for permastun with Heavy Strike, or maybe Glacial Hammer, you know, and pick up some nice notes and get it to this Barbarism wheel. Pretty much going to go melee damage, attack speed, life, and all these resists. I think that'll be very successful. Templar is also a good choice because you can go this way, get into, and probably need to go to Elementalist to get that all res. And if you go shields, you can definitely go resist, resist, and resist here. Very easy way to get resist. Duelist has no access to resist nodes. It makes it less appealing for me, but they do have a lot of attack speed and melee capabilities. Maybe we'll see a lot of leap slamming duelists on the run. Ranger, I don't know, it's going to be pretty rough early on. Could you make it work? Probably. You'd have to play very carefully and run a lot. I mean, archer builds, maybe poison arrow, maybe EA, you know, tons of things that you could do, but it's going to be a challenge staying alive. The resist nodes that you have close to you are these, and it's not so great. Shadows is going to be a lot of damage, a bit YOLO for my taste. Witch has the access to Lightning Walker, Fire Walker, and Frost Walker, which are pretty nice, and then Cruel Preparation, that's not too far. So Witch might be appealing too, but I think I'm going to stick with the Marauder, Templar, keep it simple, and we'll use a variety of skills. We'll find out what the multipliers are, and we'll get feedback. But that's my current plan with the Cutthroat. Hopefully you guys, you know, try it out. You know, let the nerd raging begin. I'll see you guys in game. Peace.